Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome. It's Friday night, and we are here finally live on the NLG show. What's going on, brothers?
Hey, what's happening?
It's Friday, got Windows updates.
Let's do this.
Just in time.
Yeah.
Update.
Some people, it's Friday. Friday, we're in love, but no, fastback.
No,
get some updates.
It's why they call me slowback once in a while.
And you realize it's typically update Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Not at home.
Headache Tuesday. Not at home. Come on.
So, everybody, welcome. And as always, I am Mike Mullis, a.k.a. Stinger NLG.
And I'm Peter Hutink, a.k.a. HTK, between parentheses, left and right banana 360.
And I'm Chris Williams, a.k.a. Fastback 67, and look at this awesome shirt.
Nice.
That's awesome.
My avatar, picked it up off of Redbubble.
Very nice. Very
Very
nice.
good guy.
Oh, yeah, Jay.
Good stuff.
Yeah, he makes good stuff. He makes our illustrious T-shirt. I haven't gotten one of yet. So, do you like? I have changed the picture here too. So, want to celebrate the first episode of the WDFC on NLG Just Game show podcast that happened this afternoon. What I am deeming the not safe for work or children podcast.
No, it's not. Yeah, but not.
So
sorry about that.
No, it's okay. You know what? I'm perfectly fine with it. The kids are in school, so
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You know what's nice about it? As I was listening to it on and off, as I was in and out of meetings and Skype calls, is that it's a great compliment, and at the same time, it is a bit of a contrast to what we do tonight. So, tonight's kind of the buttoned up. We talk, we've got kind of a structure here. We do the gameplay footage and all that stuff. And during the daytime, man, you guys just rip. And it's great because the conversation just gets so organic. Yeah,
it's just raw stuff. I mean, really, I try to keep it in control, but then, it kind of goes off a little bit. It's like, all right, this show is about gaming. What are you gaming? And then it kind of goes off into a tangent about, all the other crap that we don't want to talk about. But, it is what it is. So.
Well, you got to crack that whip, Chris, man. Just tell them, shut up. Shut up.
Yep. Comic joysticks.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So, but no, it's great. And Daz has been starting his gameplay streams on our Twitch channel, and then we're gonna move that stuff over to our YouTube channel. And he's doing it on his YouTube channel, which we're starting to advertise too. And he's using the man. I gave him the animated NLG logo, and dude, I don't know what transition he's got in his software, but I was like, okay, I'm stealing this.
Yeah,
it was nice, man. Peter, you gotta check it out. It was like. It says NLG, then it says WDFC, and then it says UK Daz, and it like spins in with lightning and music from like Thunder Force from the Genesis. It's really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
So, but so want to welcome everybody in the chat room. Sobski's here, Super Cooper's here. I know some other people will jump in as they realize, oh my God, it's Friday night. But wanted to start real quick with the announcement that we had that I announced this week, so everybody can set your calendars for 2 weeks from now.
Oh, I thought you were announcing your retirement.
That was my retirement show, Peter. Damn it. So, yes, Peter will be taking over NLG. Good night, folks.
Good night.
No, on March 8th, we have a great special guest, at least, I guess, for me. For anybody else who
I'm interested.
Who grew up with a Genesis, which is, I guess, not you two. The co-creator of Toe Jam and Earl, Greg Johnson, who now has a studio called Human Nature, who is bringing out a brand new entry into the Toe Jam and Earl series called Back into the Groove, and he will be here on the 8th, and I am going to fanboy out like you have never seen, because that was one of my favorite series. Even when I went to the Xbox, and there's a whole story about how Greg's vision for Toe Jam and Earl and Microsoft's Toe Jam and Earl and Sega's Toe Jam and Earl all kind of went sideways, and so that's kind of why he gave up for a while. And if you've watched any gameplay of the upcoming one, which is coming out in a week from today, it is a homage to the original, which even my wife, when I told my wife what was going on, she said, I played that game. I love that game. You're getting the creator on? So, like, my wife might actually watch the show.
Oh, now we have to be on our best behavior.
Yes, we do. We have to be on our best behavior. I might get her to sit down here with us for a little bit. So, and coming up in the next 2 weeks as we make our way to that, starting either Monday or Tuesday, I need to grab it off of the Xbox store, but I'm going to be streaming Toe Jam and Earl 1 and 2. And then thanks to Frankie, who is just such a wonderful guy, Viper Strike, he is sending me his older Elgato, so that I can plug in my OG Xbox, and we will be streaming Toe Jam and Earl 3 Mission to Earth the week before Greg comes on. So we're gonna try to Toe Jam and Earl it up before he gets here, and I'm just gonna mark out because for me it's a like a bucket list guest to have on, and I'm really excited. So, all right. Well, I know what y'all have been playing, so we may as well just get right to it. I want to get to the games first because we've got some big things to talk about, and I want to make sure we talk about some of the gaming stuff going on first. So, do you guys want to start with the letter A or the letter C? I don't care.
Let's start with a C.
All right.
It's the first one we played.
Yeah.
It is the first one we played. So, after all the much ballyhooed hullabaloo and everything that, all the nonsense that you had to hear throughout the week, as soon as I get the image up, finally, on the 15th, most of us who weren't lucky enough to get it early were finally able to play Crackdown 3. Now,
yay!
Yes. Now, I played, the technical test, and so I talked about the technical test when Rick was on. And I'll talk a little bit more about Wrecking Zone because I don't know how far you guys got into Wrecking Zone, but I've played it a good 4 or 5 times now. So, but you guys have definitely pumped more time into the campaign than I have, and even I did get some co-op in with Peter. I don't know, Chris, you got some co-op in with Coop. But look, I guess we're gonna be the odd men out on this one because of the three of us. I don't think any of us are as disappointed as I guess the rest of the internet universe is on this game.
No, the game is a delicious, mediocre game. I don't know, I'm having so much fun.
That's just it. It's
and
fun.
I keep on going back to it, and each day I can't wait to play a little. It's like, we've had some big blockbusters, but I never had the same feeling like, I really want to play this. And Crackdown, it's right there, collecting those orbs, doing those funky races, where you drift all over the place. It's fantastic.
I was stuck
getting to those towers.
Stinger clap. Hold on.
Nine o'clock.
Time for beer. Yeah, time for beer.
Time for beer. Hey, there we go.
But the propaganda towers, you know, platforming. Oh, that's so good. That.
Oh, I love those.
I do too. But yesterday, I think while I was in a party chat with HK and a couple guys, it took me over an hour just to finish one of them. Just kept going back and forth and back and forth. Finally.
Yeah, there's some of them that are quite a little bit challenging.
A little bit.
I can say that, just a little bit. But yeah, it takes you like quite a lot of time, and then and so you feel, and then you start feeling on stupid stuff that you can do in your sleep because you start rushing, and sometimes you just have to take a little break.
Whose gameplay is this? Is yours, HK?
No, this one's mine. So I wanted to show people. I actually. There are a couple of stunt rings up above the.
They ran over a lady over there.
I know, up above the monorail towers, and so a little unknown thing about the buggy car is that it can climb up walls. So I was determined 2 nights ago. I was determined to get this sucker up there so I can see you see the ring. I was determined. It took me a while, but I finally got up there.
You might have to go get me that car.
Well, yeah, you should probably have it by now.
Should. I haven't done any of the races, so maybe not.
No. I don't. I think you get this. Do you get this after racing?
I don't think so.
I thought I saw something about
maybe you do.
Unlocked, but I'm not sure.
All right, because it's basically your agency car, but you get your agency car, but it transforms into different things. I've only got this and the main car. I know it transforms into something else. And
Spoilers. Yeah, can I do spoilers? Yeah.
Go ahead.
It also transforms into a tank.
Yeah. And I think I saw somewhere where it transforms into a flying car too, but I
have not seen that.
I cannot confirm nor deny. So,
but on the other hand, it looks like the normal car has like wings that are kind of folded, so it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah.
I mean,
and there's a Chivo, right? If you drive 105 miles per hour for over 5 seconds.
And I can't remember if this video is the one where I got that Chivo or not, but I did get that achievement, and I got it up on this area. So I think I fell off of it here, but not before.
Oh, or.
Yeah, exactly. Stop for the orb. So, but, I do want to say that I'm going to say this. None of us are immune to what we see and read and stuff on social media. There are some things that we need to get out of the way about this game right now. I'm going to start with this one. Anyone who tells you that this looks like... All right, is that starting over? That's starting over. Anyone that tells you this basically looks like an Xbox 360 game has no idea what they're talking about.
Nope.
No, that's absolutely
oh, hang on.
a fact.
Let me grab... I think I downloaded the same video twice. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna show some of the co-op stream that that Chris did with Coop. I mean, this game is really pretty, and in 4K, it's amazing looking. So,
I mean, I'm just playing it. 1080p, but it looks good.
Yeah. No.
It looks like a
stupid mixer. There we go.
Yeah, it's just gotta unmix a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, Jack. Oh, One-Eye Jack's in the room.
Hey,
I think I guilted him into coming on tonight. To coming in. Tonight.
Why, you tagged him?
Mm-mm.
No, because he showed up this morning, so it's like, hey, right?
Yeah, and
better see tonight.
Daz has control of the NLG feed at the moment. So anything that looks suspicious, it's Daz. It's not me. So Yeah, so anybody who says that this looks like a 360 game, it does not. It is there are and I can show you footage from I can show you I can show you footage from the enhanced, even the Xbox One X enhanced version of Crackdown 1. As good as that looked, it doesn't look like this. Oh, and there's Coop.
It's Coop. It's always ahead of me.
Yeah. So you'll have to excuse the little glitches in the video. Unfortunately, I had to pull this from Mixer, and I guess Mixer still tries to make it so you really can't pull their videos, and you can't really export them. So sorry, guys.
Yeah. I'm thinking about doing it on Twitch. So if I do it on Twitch, can you?
I can actually,
or I can just download it and then send it to you. I don't know.
Yeah, you could do that. I think because right now Daz is using our Twitch channel through his Xbox. I think nobody else can do that. But
I tried and it didn't let me. So
once he gets on PC, then you guys can all battle it out.
Yeah, you can just take turns.
Yeah. But go ahead and.
Yeah. So, everything you're saying about Crackdown, I agree. I mean, ever since Crackdown 3 was announced, I never expected Crackdown 3 to be, on the level of Halo and Gears.
No.
It's just there's just no way. It's like it's Crackdown, and it was Crackdown 3, and they wanted to expand upon what the other two, brought. And a majority of people preferred the first one over the second. I didn't play the second, so I can't really say for that. But I was excited to play this, and I have it in Game Pass. And me, I don't really consider I'm getting it for free because I'm paying for Game Pass. So, so I'm still supporting this game. But I think it's a beautiful game. It's fun. I have tons of fun just playing it. I think it's an action arcade game. You go out there and shoot the heck out of people, jump around like crazy, and you can drive. I don't know what people were expecting. What's the issue? But here, I played with Coop, and when I started out, I think I only had 2 bosses done or 1. But by the time me and Coop got done, I'm down to I got 2 bosses left. But the good thing, you can sit there and you can start up another world. You can have different characters and so on.
I can use the same character, start a new world. Yeah, all that stuff.
I've been mainly just playing with Jackson, with the Terry Crews.
Yeah, me too.
I know once I find Doc Cupcake, then I'm gonna play with Doc. But I just want to go around, and jump around, and look for orbs.
That's what I've been doing.
Sometimes you get into a rhythm, right? You see one, and then you see another, and you just jumping from one to another.
Yep.
And then one thing that I liked about this game is that sometimes when you're jumping around, then all of a sudden you see a distraction. Like, oh look, there's a group of an area over here where you got to save some people. And then I'm like, all right, I'll stop, go save them real quick.
Yeah.
Then jump away, be on my. I've heard complaints about the enemies, they keep respawning. Like, yeah, because it's an arcade game. It's made for you to keep that action going. But
also if you liberate certain areas, your compadres, they help you out, or they occupy that area. So shooting the enemies.
Yeah, and how sometimes so if you liberate areas and then they get the main bosses get pissed off, so they send more enemies towards you, and if you keep fighting them, they're gonna keep coming.
Oh yeah, and have you had it when it became completely hectic, where they sent in almost like Pelican kind of drop ships your way and trying to take you out and stuff? It's wild.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff going on.
a lot, from the air, from the ground, and this game holds up very well. I don't
like 20 drones around you, small ones, big ones.
Yeah,
one's on the monorail.
Yeah, the guns on the monorail, and I'm not really getting really lag or anything. It's like when I was in co-op with Coop, we did have a couple of lag, a little bit, slow down a little bit, but nothing bad. We did have one disconnection, and then we came back, but you're able to kind of pick up from where you left off. So it's just a fun game, and I want to keep going back. I want to get all the orbs.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm orb hunting myself, and that's keeping me. I haven't fought any bosses yet because I'm just orb hunting.
I gave up on that because otherwise you kind of get burned out.
Yeah, I think
so it's just fun to
Yeah, I think I need. You're right. There was something I was doing last night. So I was racing last night, and then I was I'm at the point where the guys with the armor come out, and what's really funny is I'm trying to race. And in the middle of the race, these guys are shooting at me.
Yeah.
So it's not like a Forza type game where if you go and do a race, it like resets the whole board and it's only you and the track. Oh no, you can still run people over and all kinds of stuff. It's great.
Well, sometimes you have to do a little, after you fail a race because of traffic and other shooters or whatever, you have to do another round. Just to clear the track a little bit, get rid of the cars, because otherwise it's like chaos.
No, but I mean the scope of this is he's playing is him and Cooper playing. I mean the skyline and the futuristic look. I mean this is somebody to don't forget. We talked about this when Rick Lagnezy was on. Mm-hmm. If you remember the troubled development this game has been through, think about the pressure that Sumo Digital has been under to get this game done and get this game the fact that the game is as good looking and fairly polished as it is a real testament to what Sumo has done to get this thing finished. I mean,
yeah, they had to, and I'm glad Phil delayed it because when that one Comic-Con, the way it was shown there, it didn't show very well, especially with those celebrities playing the game the way they were, but it did not look as good as this does now.
No. So, of course, I say that as you morph into the.
Yeah. But I tell people, I said, look, these are games, and gaming has always been this way. You're gonna have glitches. You're gonna have every game you say, oh look, I fell through the world.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter who makes the game. But I'm glad Phil stuck with it, and hopefully, I think I think this game's going to do well in the NPD for February. And with the being Game Pass, it just kind of helps with the possibility of getting more updates. It looks like they said 2-3 weeks we're going to get an update. So multiplayer, we'll be able to play with friends.
Yeah, that's a big omission though. They should almost have to delay it just for that reason.
Well, and remember that is not Sumo Digital's responsibility. No. So that is what was it, Iron Elbow or whatever they are called now that Ruffian used to be.
Yeah.
So it's funny because it really is two different games.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should have just kept them separate.
You had to download them twice. You had to download them separate.
And I think this main single player one could have been released like a month ago.
Yeah.
And then have the multiplayer,
Yeah,
take another those 3 weeks or another month,
I've been okay playing Wrecking Zone. Now, I've got some Wrecking Zone footage I'll show you guys in a minute, but I've been okay playing. How? Damn.
Yeah.
That's the other thing too is now it makes sense. I don't know if you guys remember, but a couple of years ago when we thought this game was coming out, they were going to release the multiplayer in the in the summertime, and then they were going to release the single player later. Now it makes complete sense as to how that happened.
Yeah.
So, but what game nowadays is not coming out with some problem anyway? I mean, this is.
I mean, look at Red Dead. They do like multiplayer. It's in beta for how long? It's probably going to be in beta for a year.
Right. GTA Online was not really there at launch.
Mm-hmm.
No, and GTA Online. I played a lot of GTA 5 Online. It's a fun game, but definitely it has its issues, especially with having to try to get back into the sessions, into the world, and then trying to team up with your friends. And it's like, oh, I got booted out. Now I'm trying to get back in your session. Oh, I can't because now the session's full. And it's like, well, hold on, let me invite you to my session. So, Rockstar has all the money and all the talent in the world, but even they have problems. There's no developer out there that can do a game 100% perfect without bugs.
No. And while we're talking about them being two different games from two different developers here with Crackdown, something else that we heard a lot of was the cloud, the power of the cloud isn't all that because it's not here in the single player. I want to address that too because I don't know at any point in time when Microsoft or Sumo or Ruffian or CloudGen when they were part of this project or Dave Jones when he was part of this project ever said that the single player campaign mode was going to have the cloud destruction that the multiplayer does. And really, I mean, you really can't do it with the campaign.
I mean, look at this level.
Yeah.
Right? Where you have to climb all the way to the top. You can just start mowing down this whole building.
Yeah,
and never climb to the top. That just doesn't work that way.
Yeah, you could break the gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. So it was never meant to be. The single player game was always meant to be what you are seeing right now, which is a straight up single player or co-op. As Chris said, an arcade run and gun, blow everything up that you can kind of game.
Yeah.
If you are looking for God of War, this ain't it. But it's not supposed to be.
Yeah, it's not Halo, it's not Gears, and it's not The Last of Us.
No.
Why that game had to be brought up in someone's, review. But anyways.
But no, this is who said it? Somebody made a really great reference on Twitter about what kind of game this is. I call it a popcorn game. You know how you have a popcorn movie where like The Expendables, where you're not expecting a giant plot, you're not expecting, but you're plopping down $13 to watch Sylvester Stallone and his crew of guys just blow crap up for 2.5 hours. I watch it when I watch a Jackie Chan movie. I'm not looking for a story. I'm looking for 2.5 hours of kung fu.
Yeah.
This is exactly that. This is a popcorn game. You expect to get anyone who is expecting a deep, a deep story. I don't know. I don't know what you were expecting this to be. I really don't. This is Crackdown, and it's a game that people wanted because Crackdown 2 was not good. I mean, there was a lot of us who tried to play Crackdown 2, and Ruffian just wasn't up to the task that Real Time Worlds was, and the original creators. And so, in some ways, this is kind of like a love letter to the Crackdown fan. And look, I will say this too, because I've had conversations with people who I have great respect for, some of them in this chat room, who it's not their kind of, this is not their type of game. This is not their cup of tea. They were hoping for something deeper. They were hoping for something more mature, and that's okay. Perfectly okay. I'm okay with that. If it's not your kind of game, there's plenty of games that are not my kind of game, and that are people's kind of game. I'm good with that. That's legitimate to me.
I'm glad that we all like different games, because otherwise we would all be playing Fortnite,
Right.
And only Fortnite.
And only Fork Knife.
Yeah.
Right.
Fortnite and Minecraft. That's it. That's all I do. Yeah.
I'm okay with those criticisms. I'm okay with that. What has gotten me has been the this is just a 360 game. No, it's not. And you could even with this compressed footage, you can see it's not. This is a fun popcorn game, and you have to. That's what you have to understand about it. And if you're looking for something else, I can understand why you're not gonna like it. If you're looking for Kratos and his son on some quest of retribution and things and some deep storyline, no, this isn't it. This is the video game version of the Expendables. Since I said it, it's with Terry Crews from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I almost expect him to yell 9-9 sometimes. I mean, seriously, this is what it is. This is the video game version of the Expendables, and I'm great with that, because sometimes it's just what you need.
Yeah.
I'm gonna switch over and show some of the Wrecking Crew footage, because that's where the cloud destruction comes in, and this is where you just blow shit up and just knock things around, and that's cool. What I will say is that and people who looked at the technical test and just thought, well, that's all there is to this. There are about 4 or 5 just off to the side. There's just 4 or 5 levels to the Wrecking Crew. It's not just the same old level. This is, this looks almost like a Coliseum type level. But I can't wait until we can party up and go 5-on-5 with other people. But this also is not a game where, this isn't Call of Duty where you need to call your position out and yada 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 yada.
They don't do that with Call of Duty.
No.
You run and gun.
No. Well, then they should love this.
No. I mean, this particular mode, it's like, if you don't use this destruction, it's a very boring shooting game.
Well, you don't have a choice in this. You're going to destroy things.
Right. I mean, and that's what this game is built on. I mean, it's the same thing with Quantum Break. It's not just a
right.
Yeah.
Like a
cover
shooter game. It's not. It's not what it was. Meant to be. So if you play it that way, then you're not
gonna like it.
Results may vary.
Right.
Right.
And I found myself. See, look, I love that.
That looked cool.
You blow the crap out of the deck,
and he falls, and he falls down.
Yeah.
What I found about this is, I'm not a multiplayer guy per se, right? I'm not. You guys know I'm not a PvP guy, but I find myself enjoying this because I don't, to an extent, playing with all randos, I just can kind of jump in, jump out at will. Now, the only problem that I've had so far, that I've seen so far, is that if people start, getting shot up real bad, they leave the game. So sometimes I can be, we can be down to like a 4-on-2 game or something like that. But I've had enough fun with Wrecking Zone that it's kind of on my radar of things that I want to play every once in a while. Just fire it up and play a couple rounds, and then go play something else if I want to, and just know that it's here for me to rock through every once in a while.
Yeah. So I mean, you're playing it the right way. You're running around, you're jumping everywhere, you're shooting. You're not just this is not. They didn't make this game to be like Call of Duty and all these other like Battle Royale type games. it's a different multiplayer game. You know,
exactly.
I noticed some of the stuff in there. It doesn't look like it's full. Like you can't destroy every part of a building, right? Look like some pillars don't.
There's a couple, but it's pretty darn close.
Yeah.
Pretty darn close. You can just about blow up everything.
But I had brought up earlier, and I said I'm glad that they stuck with it. The Wrecking Zone, and it's cool that they have all this where you're able to a lot of destruction as far as the buildings. It's a good, the tech demo that they showed. Yeah, it doesn't look like this, but I think it's a good start that they stuck with it, and this can lead to some pretty awesome multiplayer games in the future.
Yeah.
Using this technology and just these developers are just get better at it and building on it, and the tech is just getting better. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting in what they can do with this.
Yeah, and I mean this is a little bit of retribution for Ruffian as well, who in eyes of many Crackdown fans, ruined the second game. But here they are doing something like this, and I want to stress again, imagine what happened in the middle of you've got CloudGen that is working on this, that shows off these great demos, that they're knee deep in this. You've got Dave Jones that's knee deep in all this, and all of a sudden you don't have that anymore because Epic owns them, and Dave Jones goes with Epic as well. This to get to this level of what it's able to do, what's to complain about?
Yeah.
It's
a good start.
It is a good start.
And I think, if they see people are enjoying it and they want more, hopefully they'll keep bringing something.
Yeah. Every technology starts somewhere too.
Mm-hmm.
But to have to almost, I don't know if they had to start over. I said before that I thought that they probably had some base code from CloudGen to kind of rework what they had to. But imagine that you don't have that long before this game comes out, and you're handed basically the remnants of what was someone else's engine and said, "Here, you got to finish this." I think it's a little on the I think it's a little on the unfair side to then just say, well, this is how could this be the power of the cloud? You have people don't understand what's going on in this, right now. On top of all that, what is happening on this battlefield as all this destruction is going on? All of these, you've got to account for all the people. You've got to account for, all the gunfire, and it's just it makes you sad that you can't in a way give credit for for what this is, and what the future holds.
Yeah, I mean these studios, there are people there that they have families. They go to work and they work on these games, and they try to do the best that they can. And they're on a schedule. They're pressured, I'm sure. I mean, not everybody can do this. So I really appreciate big time that what these developers can do from everybody. Like Diego, we had Diego last week. He's an artist. We had what's his name from
Garrett,
Black Eyes, Garrett. Yeah, that he's like a coder. He's the engineer type person, and all these people can come together and they can create this game and all these games that we love to play. I think it's amazing. So, and I know I'm pretty sure it's not easy. I mean, I work on aviation, and I'm quality, and we try to improve our process. We have different levels of processes to get these engines done, and get them done right. And then we have quality checks in place. And I'm sure that these developers, not saying it's the same thing, but these developers try to, you have your different process through, and you have your, everything's on a schedule, and you have your quality checks, but, not everything's going to be caught at launch or before launch.
Yeah.
But what was I going to say that? Nah, I'll come back to it.
Okay.
I can go off, and then I'm like, I lose my train of thought. But
wow, it is 10:30 on Friday. No, I mean, I just, again, I can understand if you're more of a meat and potato shooter guy, and this doesn't rub your fancy. I get that. I can understand that. I'm not a meat and potatoes first person shooter guy anymore, so I totally understand that. It's just some of the crazy crazy criticism that gets leveled at things like this, that you just what goes on is and by the way, the company name for the Wrecking Zone, the developer, is Elbow Rocket.
Elbow Locket or Rocket?
Rocket. Elbow Rocket.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see this stuff, and why would you want to bother to continue on? Why would you want to try to advance the technology when people are just going to crap on your work?
Yeah, that's the thing. It makes you wonder how many other games and how many studios that had something good there, and if they had a chance to continue, but then they got things were rough, and they got shit on, by reviewers and by all these negative gamers out there, and instead of trying to give some of these people a chance, we could have had some pretty awesome games out there that people had a second gen, could have had a second game to come out. I hope Crackdown continues. Maybe Sumo will continue doing it. Maybe, who knows? Maybe Sumo might become part of Xbox. I don't know.
Well, right, and now Sumo. So you got to remember too, Sumo. This is their first go at Crackdown. So
yeah.
They did not want to make the mistake that Ruffian made, where they changed the game so much that people didn't like it. They
Yeah.
Go ahead, Peter.
No, I mean, it's, before you know it, it's like that same situation. Like, oh, you change it up too much, or this is blah, blah, blah. I don't like it. And it's almost, there's no win-win. It's only lose-lose situation here.
It reminds me of the Halo criticism. The game is too different. It's not like the Halo I remember, right?
Yeah.
Then Gears comes out, and it's the Gears you remember, and the criticism is this is too much like the Gears I remember.
Too much A button.
Right, too much A button. That's Red Dead Redemption, but that's a whole other story. I mean but this is Crackdown, and now all of a sudden it's too much like Crackdown. It's supposed to be. This is
the goal was to create another, Crackdown.
Right, I would say success.
Yeah.
Yep, I think so.
So now they've got a game under their belt in the Crackdown series. They could come back and expand and maybe try to do some things that maybe the fans of Crackdown want want to have done. You know,
a battle royale in the wrecking zone.
There you go.
I mean, who knows that the next Crackdown, that what we see, the world that we see in the campaign, that could possibly be the world that we see in the online full destruction next time.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you never know.
If they could make it work, they'd have to make it work.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, so I'm enjoying the hell out of this game. And I'm enjoying Wrecking Zone when I didn't think I would. And that's
I can't wait for the multi for the
for the party.
The friends, for the party, so we can play together. Because my experience was not as great as what I see on the screen. Maybe I need to practice more. I don't know, but I mean, it's when I look at this, it's just exciting.
It is, and you're knocking the building down around somebody. There was one kill, and I don't think I have it in this video, but there was one. I died. I got the worst end of it. Project Jeff said it's not like Crackdown 2, which is a good thing, which is absolutely correct. I was, this guy and I were at the top of a building, and we were literally blowing the building up around us as we were shooting each other, and we're both falling through the building, shooting at each other. I ended up on the short end of the stick, but damn, it was fun, because you just, you're. It's almost like it's like Superman and Zod punching their way through buildings. That's where the excitement comes in.
Yeah, that's a good analogy there.
So anyway, I think that overall this game it's what I wanted. It's what I was hoping for. And you guys know that at one point I kind of lost my way with this too when we got around to Gamescom, and then we got around to towards the end of the year, we weren't seeing anything. Like there was no footage. They were showing the same the same build, and I was getting kind of scared. And I am really happy with the results.
Yeah, and what I was trying to say earlier was that when these games come out like this, I just wish people would give the game a fair shake and not sit there and throw. Xbox hasn't really had, many AAA games, like, big AAA games.
They throw temper tantrums.
I know, it's like, why? Look at the game for what it is and review it for what it is and isn't.
Yeah, especially for people who have never played Crackdown.
I know, yeah.
I think every review should be written like the person has never gamed before. Why should I pick up this game?
Yeah.
What's good about it? What's bad about it? But I mean, just what you say. Give it a fair shake.
Yeah. Give it respect. Don't sit there and throw shade on the game just because you want Xbox to make it the Last of Us game. Because like Sea of Thieves, Dedicate 2, and this. We know these games have been coming out for a while, I don't expect them to be, and never did expect them to be on the level of Halo and Gears. So I look at them and I see, is this something that I would like to play? And I watch videos, and I read up on, what's going on. And then what I like about the developers, well, Crackdown didn't do it, but Dedicate 2 and Sea of Thieves did it, is that they would have Twitch. They would have some streams, and they will talk about the game and show some gameplay and so on, right? And Sea of Thieves did it right. They had Sea of Thieves had a long beta, and I think they probably did it best when it launched. We really didn't have hardly any trouble with that, playing it when it launched. Yeah, little issues here and there, but I just wish people would just give these games a fair shake. I don't expect these games to be. Okay, it's a 6 or a 7 out of 10. That's fine, but show me a good breakdown of your review of everything. And to me, someone's opinion of the game should be part of that review, but it shouldn't be. Well, I don't think it's a great game, so I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Okay, well, justify that.
Right.
But a lot of these reviewers don't. And I just think that's just a disservice to these, like I said before, to the developers who bust their butt day in and day out trying to get these games right.
It's also a service to us.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah, and the gamers too.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and I know a while back, Mikey Bauer had tweeted something about, a game that someone reviewed, and he kind of, criticized them about whining about a certain area that he didn't think was that hard if they actually tried to play it, and people kind of blew up on that, But I kind of agreed with them as far as like nowadays, it's all come down to people are going towards looking at people playing the games, streamers, and whether on YouTube, Twitch, and Mixer.
Right.
That's the world that we live in now. It's back in the day. Remember, a lot of us would go to. I would go to Game Informer. I would go to IGN and GameSpot back in the day.
Next Level Gaming.
And Next Level Gaming for
NLGaming.com.
Yeah.
But remember, a picture is worth 1,000 words. A video is worth 1,000,000 words.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, it's so you can see and form your own opinion. Like, I'm watching this and saying, like, hey, this looks actually pretty cool. I can read a write-up like, oh, yeah, it's cool or not cool because there's either enough destruction, not enough destruction, no cars, yes, cars, whatever. I mean, at least you can see for yourself what's going on.
Remember what happened here a couple weeks ago when Rick was on, and I was showing a technical test, and he's like, you know what?
I'm going to try it.
The more of this I see, the more of your video I see, the the better this looks.
Right.
And that's it right there.
Yeah.
What about if this video was you got paid by Microsoft to make it? Does that change opinions? It's still gameplay, right?
Right.
It's not that it's altered or
people can judge for
giving
themselves.
you exactly. It's not that you give
Well, your
special in-game loot or in-game power, so you look better and therefore you can do stuff.
What I would say now, the old game journalist is gonna come out at me because I got tchotchkes and stuff when I got review codes and things like that, but I never got paid for a review. And actually, if I reviewed something and I made mistakes, I was definitely called out by the publisher developer on it. I don't know that I care if you, as long as you are disclaiming, hey, because you got to remember too, what is the definition of getting paid for this? I mean, sometimes when we get game codes, or back in the day when I got review discs and stuff like that, I mean, you think about it, that's $60 that I didn't have to spend. That could vary, that's as much as being paid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but on the other hand, it's like otherwise you can't afford the games or as many games to review.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What about?
I relied on it heavily, or NLG would not have been what we were.
What about a paid advertisement? Was there paid advertisement on magazine NLG?
Yeah. Well, we had pop-up ads.
Yeah. And so, did they pay NLG for that?
Yeah, we got paid per click.
Yeah.
But it wasn't always. But it also wasn't always the content that we were reviewing. Mm-hmm. So,
some Viva Negra.
You would be surprised how many times I had to go to UGO and say, "Hey guys, you need to pull this ad out of the rotation." Yeah, you would be surprised because UGO wasn't just gaming, and so sometimes it would not be good. But the other thing that we did back in the day, and you can still see it on the old archive sites, is we were an Amazon affiliate. So in the review, you had a place to click to go buy the game if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you are disclaiming. The only thing that you have to know is if you disclaim it, then okay, this person is going to most likely, be all positive about this because they're getting paid for it.
Yeah.
But what if I mean, are you listening to what a guy has to say, or just what or really watch what the game is doing and the game dialogue?
Which is why when I stream, I do not use a camera.
Yeah.
I'll commentate because sometimes the commentate, I've heard great commentators, and it's okay if you're having fun and cracking jokes while you're playing.
Right.
And to be honest, Peter, some of the time when you and I play co-op, or when Chris and I played co-op, when we all played Anthem and stuff like that, and I streamed that, some of that becomes fun and people laugh and people have a good time. Commentary is one thing. I don't think I need to put myself on camera and in the middle of the in the bottom corner of the screen to take up room where you could be looking at the game. So I get that. But, I think you have to understand that if that is who you're watching, then the commentary might also just be a little more slanted towards selling the game rather than organic commentary. That's all I'm saying. And it doesn't. That's the good thing is there's millions of people out there streaming. Everyone with a console has the ability to stream their game, and so you've got multiple places you can look. I don't read reviews anymore, and if you guys notice, when I started this back on the YouTube channel, I did reviews because that's what I remember. That's what I used to do. That's what I thought. That's what I thought was the way to go, and I stopped doing them, and I don't do them anymore. I have no desire to do game reviews anymore. I've been asked. I've offered, Sam at Tick if he wants to use some of my old reviews for the backward compatibility games. I have no problem with that. And if we, maybe we can show my original Crackdown review, if you want, things like that. That's fine. But I'm not reviewing anything new because I'd rather do this and let people just watch.
Right.
If they don't like it, then okay, it's not their kind of game. Even watching my gameplay, if that's the determination they make, then I'm okay with that. That's it. Your tastes are not the same as everybody else's, and it's not supposed to be, and it shouldn't be. But I just remember Rick saying, this looks much more interesting now that I'm watching it. So.
Yeah, and I'm sure people will tell us, well, you guys are just damage controlling. But I tell you what, we played the game, we enjoyed it, and that's all that matters. So,
and to me, it's like
we're showing it for ourselves.
Right. To me, like fun factor is a huge component of of a game. If you're not having fun, it can look gorgeous, but you're not having fun. Then what good is the eye porn?
Red Dead Redemption 2 for me.
Yeah, same for me. The game is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
But I had issues with the controls. I had issues with kind of the pacing.
I played it for 3 days.
And I played it and I finished the story, but I kind of made myself play just to get it over with. It had great moments within the story, but I kind of wish it was more, I wish it was more the whole time that I had a great time.
Yeah. All right, so let's switch gears to a much more somber topic.
Oh no!
Yes, a much
Who
more.
died?
I don't know if they're not careful, it might actually be BioWare. So,
Ooh.
yeah. So let's talk about that Anthem.
A is for Anthem. It's crash and burn sometimes. It's once again, it's a gorgeous game. It's it has some issues. I wish they, after the technical tests, fixed them. We got our day one patch prior to the official launch date out. It's probably fixed a bunch of stuff, but there's still crashes to the desktop. At least once I'm in a mission, I have not had a crash. But when we were playing yesterday, only one of the four of us could revive.
Yeah.
The other ones did not, just refused. Very frustrating.
And that was in an area where no respawn.
No response. So you rely on, revive each other.
Yeah.
Right now I'm at a case when I cannot go to the feature store within the game. It crashes immediately to the desktop. I mean, great, right? It's one way to exit the game, and it's 100% all the time.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna. You two.
But the game is gorgeous. Yeah. Once you're in a mission, it's a lot of fun.
Let me get to a mission here. Yeah, you two are gonna pretty much talk this through because I have not played it really except for the beta. All right, so we're actually gonna get to. There we go.
Oh.
Is this our co-op? Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a gorgeous game. Very gorgeous game. The world is it's huge. There's a lot to explore in this. And now we're playing the full game. I'm like, yes, I can go here, I can go there.
Right.
It's just so much, and so I like to take my time and I land here and get some loot. So
you see that combo?
Yeah. So playing like yesterday, we played the co-op last night, and we started at lower levels, so it's definitely different from when we played the demo. And the demo, we were at 14, 15, 16 level, characters. Mm-hmm. So we're going out here, and it's like, yeah, I'm not really killing these guys as quick as I was hoping, or we died several times myself, easy. And what was weird is that when we finally got into the mission, where there were some areas where I was just dying way too quick. I was like, wait a minute, I didn't see anybody kill me or shoot me. And I guess there was these bombs that they were throwing, and you just died fast. So I was kind of like, that was frustrated. So I don't know, maybe they need to kind of tone that down a little bit or something. But it was very frustrating not being able to respawn either on our own or when our other teammates tried to heal us and they couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to sit there and just watch the other player run around trying to survive and kind of hope that either he died so we could come back, or he hurry up and finish that area, and then we all kind of spawn back and then head on into the other area. So it was frustrating just trying to get through that first mission last night.
The last time when we, towards the end of of our gaming session, we got pretty close. So I think myself and that other guy, we finished it off just to get it over with, because we've restarted. I think like how many times? I lost count.
Yeah, it was frustrating.
And then also go ahead. Sorry.
No. Go ahead.
No, there was another issue. I don't know if it was that night or it was the night before. I couldn't get it back into the forge. It would just each time you get a loading screen, and it will boot you back in just back in the forge. And it's like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Issues like that. Hopefully they will fix them sooner.
That's what I was going to bring up, because they said that there was a patch to address some of the loading issues, and some people were saying that the loading is better than it was before. But I'll tell you what, I still feel like the loading it's a little quicker probably, but I feel like in some case, like after you respawn, you got to have a loading screen, and it's like, why? I'm trying to remember in Destiny, we didn't have that problem, right?
Yeah. Also, when you go to the forge, it's like it reloads. It's like, why?
Yeah. So I'm not understanding why
maybe
for a game nowadays why we have so much loading.
Yeah.
Does it still load when you're going into another area like the beta did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's pretty quick, but yeah.
That part's like, quick. But when you're respawning back, it's not as quick sometimes.
Right. So
I'm like, what? So like today, I went out into the free roam, and it's not easy going out there at a low level on your own, because I went to go do an area and there was a lot of enemies. They were calling them, I forgot what they were calling them, but they just kicked my butt. I just kept dying. So what I did was I saw two other people on the map, and so I flew to them, and then they were fighting a big titan. So I was like, ooh. So that was fun. Then I started having fun, because then I joined up with a couple other guys. We were trying to kick the Titans' butt, but I died a couple times. But then when I died, then here I am in the loading screen when I respawn, and I respawn further back. And so so the last time I died, I tried to fly back to them, and I was like, where'd they go? And so I'm like, all right. So then I found a couple other people, 3 other guys, and we had a good time. We went around, kicked some butt, and then we went into one of those. I think in the demo, we went into that one cave, kind of fly around in there, and you take out the enemies. So we did that together, and I had a good time. Like, it was fun. We were able to, heal each other. That one you didn't have to worry about. There was no respawning or whatever. I guess because it's in free roam, but I had a good time because I was playing with others. So when I look at this game, it was definitely made for a co-op. I think when you get into the higher levels, you can solo a lot easier. But as of right now, in the lower level, it definitely helps to have other people around.
Yeah, today I teamed up with a couple of strangers, just have a public game going on, and we're doing actually quite well, and but there's not much communication going on.
Yeah, I didn't.
Everybody's quiet and other stuff. Yeah. And this is one thing that I like about Apex, that you can, give signals like, hey, enemy here, or loot here, or this or that, a non-verbal way.
I didn't see anything too. Like when you go down, how do you signal to someone to come? Do you get it? I can't remember. Do you even know if someone's down?
I think you need left side your team. I think you can see who's down.
Oh yeah, maybe if on your team, but see, we weren't teamed up like that. But we were a shared open world.
Yeah, that will be hard. I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So it would be nice to have some kind of way to kind of ping someone or whatever.
Right.
I think Apex kind of shown that that's something that's popular. One thing too, because I played a lot of Destiny, and I know a lot of people are like, oh well, this stuff is just a loot shooter. It's just you're going out getting loot, and then a lot of complaint on this was, well, you don't get the like the Division, right? Whatever loot you get right there, you can change your weapons out, right? Load out on the fly. But this game doesn't. This game is definitely takes a lot from Destiny. I kind of wish they kind of changed, kind of did a little bit more to differentiate themselves from Destiny, because definitely a lot of similarities, with how the characters are in a way, like their abilities. Because like I play Storm, and the Storm is a lot like the Warlock. But the only thing about this is that this game is not about the weapons so much. It's more about your abilities and how you use them in combos, and especially together as a team. The loot system is just very, very simple, very basic. You go out in the world, and you see a couple plants, right? Maybe 2 or 3 type of plants and some kind of crystals, and I guess you got some kind of hardware, like someone's a broken suit or whatever. But the loot system is just very basic in this game, very basic. So I wish it would have been a little bit more complicated about it. I don't know. So, but I think the world is very, very beautiful. I think it's alive. When it changes to nighttime, you can hear the animals. You can hear noises. You know, like you're in the jungle, and you know.
Yeah. All of a sudden, there's like a flock of birds that flies by, and it's the world is very much alive.
Very, very alive, and that's very neat to fly around in. I think the creatures are harder in the full game than they were in the demo. Well, maybe because we're lower level though, because some of the spiders and so on were, you know, the wolves were giving me a hard time. I was free roaming, but yeah, I have fun playing the game, but it is frustrating with some of these issues.
Yeah.
And,
here I'm trying to.
Yeah, here I am. Yeah, he can't even heal me.
Revive you, and it's like there's nothing. It's like hello. I better get out of here then.
Yeah.
And that was a shame.
Yeah. The story, I don't know what you think of the story. I went through the intro, and I thought it was interesting. But then once you get past the intro, you know, you get a couple of little tidbits here and there, but I haven't really dived into the story and to really get to know some of the characters and so on.
Yeah, you kind of also have to read the cortexes that you find. And get some background.
Yeah, I've read some of that, and I find that stuff interesting myself. But some people don't. You know, I mean, Sony, like you were saying, how Sony, the animations of their characters and so on, and storytelling, Sony does it best with their studios. You know, and I give them that. I don't know. I don't know if this game, it's more about co-op and it's more about the action.
Right.
So I don't know. We'll see. I still have. I'm not gonna fully judge the story yet because I haven't really dived that much into it. So, but I think some of the criticism that it's getting, I think it's kind of warranted a little.
Yeah.
You know, they had a couple demos. I think the demos. I don't remember having those issues in the demo, but
I've seen it before. I've experienced some of these issues.
Yeah.
Like the revive, I've had it that I couldn't revive. I didn't, you know. It's like, okay, maybe I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah.
But now it was like extremely obvious that it's just a bug in the game.
Yeah. But I think it's a great game. I'm enjoying it. I'll keep playing it. I think they'll keep updating it. And, I just want to see more where the game goes. But I think by the time Division 2 comes out, I'll be ready for Division 2.
Yes.
Yeah. Private beta next weekend. Or in a public beta next weekend, rather.
Public? Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I'll fire it up just in case we get a banner or something. A shield.
Right.
Don't want to spoil too much of that story.
I think some people were disappointed because they thought, you know, because this is a BioWare, they thought the story would be more, and some people are disappointed. But I think this is BioWare, you know, and EA wanted to do something different, and not a traditional BioWare game, you know, Mass Effect, I mean, or Dragon Age. That's what those games are for. So I think this is a game that they wanted to make. I don't know how much input EA had in it. I've seen some of that criticism. But I don't know. I mean, you know, I think it's a good start. See where it goes from here. Destiny had that also. I look back and Destiny really didn't score all that well, the first one. I had a lot of fun in that game.
Yeah.
But again, it was like, you know, once you get to a certain level, okay, I'm done. And that'll probably happen in this. Once I get around and get as high a level as I can get, you know, okay, time to go on. So
definitely looks good.
Yeah, it does.
Oh yeah.
See, it's got an element or two, like right there. That looks beautiful.
Yeah.
It's got some element of a BioWare game. There is a little bit of Andromeda in what I'm seeing.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly didn't get as when I was playing in the demo, in the beta rather, I didn't get as much as much Destiny as you guys did, but I didn't play Destiny like you guys did either.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So, but this is, you're right. I mean, as far as graphics, I mean, look at this. This is really gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine 4K probably is even better.
I need a 4K screen, but then I probably need a second box too.
Some of the characters in the game, like going through the city, thank goodness that they were able to allow us to run through the city a lot quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because a demo, you were just kind of just walking slow and no urgency. But this time they allow you to walk faster. And I enjoyed talking to some of the characters. I think so far not the whole area is open. So it's not a lot to walk around and once you see everything, you kind of okay, there's only so many people you can talk to also. So I wish they opened it up to where you had more people you can talk to and just small.
But I think
conversations.
But I think they want to guide you on like a different type of missions at first.
Yeah, and that's pretty much all the talking that you do is where they want to guide you. I wish I had a little bit more freedom, but I mean, Destiny was that way too. The only people you talk to were the ones where if you want to do a mission.
Right.
So it's definitely not BioWare.
No.
I mean, not BioWare, but it's definitely not Mass Effect or Dragon Age. But even like Dragon Age, the last one, Origin, huge, tons of stuff to do, tons of people to talk to, tons of missions, tons of stuff to read on, and I got bored in that game. So, I told like Lord Cognito, he was kind of worried about the dialogue in this game, where you only have a couple of choices, but it seemed like they did a good job at that. Like you have a conversation, and then the dialogue windows pop up. You pick one or two, same thing, talk again, and whatever, depending how long the conversation. But that's all I go. People's attention spans are not like they used to. People don't want to spend hundreds of hours on a story anymore. And I think this one, what is this, about 15 hours or so? And
I don't know. Yeah.
If you just play it through, so I mean, but a lot of people that we see talking about this, we're seeing the hardcore gamers, right? And hardcore gamers, they're very picky. It's hard to satisfy hardcore gamers. So I can see kids, young people picking up this game, just amazed at it. Oh look, I can fly around. Oh look at these creatures. So I think this is also trying to sell to the casuals too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a very complicated game.
All right.
And then as much crap that Fallout 76 got, I don't see anybody, at least if you compare Fallout 76, Fallout 76 is an open share world. Bethesda, that's their deal for Fallout, right? But Fallout 76 has a lot going on. You don't have a ton of NPCs like in the regular Fallout, but as far as like their loot, their crafting and loot and all that, it's a lot more complicated than Anthem and Destiny. So I'm just giving some credit to Fallout 76 because nobody else wants to.
That's what we're here for.
Yes,
I have it. I still need to play it.
We're here to give shed light and love to the mediocre games.
Yeah,
that's right. Well, we just tell it like it is. I don't care what people.
We're changing our name from NLG to MLG, mediocre level gaming.
So,
but I mean, like, nor are we at the same time, because giving developers and publishers an excuse to give us mediocre games either, too.
Yeah.
Like, we are playing this game, so we're gonna praise it, and we're pointing out the issues that we had, right?
Right.
So, but we're still playing the game where we can still enjoy it. And if it's not for you, then you go play the other games that are,
Yeah. Right, exactly.
That's why February is awesome. I mean, we just had Metro, Crackdown 3, Jump Force, and now we have this. And then New Dawn.
Oh,
So, and I want to play New Dawn. I want to play Metro. Have no interest
Metro.
in playing.
I can't wait to play Metro, but I got to get through.
Yeah.
So that's where Xbox Game Pass is a potential problem for developers and publishers. I want to play Metro, but I got to finish Crackdown, and then there's other games in Game Pass that I have been waiting for, like Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and the Batman games, and I mean,
Farm Simulator 17.
That's right.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
you know it.
I'm gonna be wrapped up in those games for a while. It's gonna be a while before I can get Metro.
Yeah,
well, maybe by the time it gets to Game Pass, you get to it.
Well, yeah. Well, if it comes to Game Pass, I'm gonna put everything else aside, even Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I will put everything else aside if Metro hits Game Pass.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna like I said last week. I'm gonna be like you. So I'm already saying Metro's gonna be in Game Pass in a few months. So I'm gonna wait.
All right.
And we know that this game is going to the vault eventually.
Yes, this game will be in the vault.
It all depends. When do you want to play it? You know.
Exactly.
You want to play it now, or I mean, and that's the beauty of it.
All right. So, well, good footage here too. Just
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, being as we are past 11 o'clock, I want to get to the last couple things we got to talk about. I'm going to go in order of what we can get through quickly first, because one of the two pieces of news is kind of actually big, and it goes into some other crazy stuff that we could probably span into next week. But I want to get at least started talking about it, because some big news happened. But before that, we just want to go over, as we do every month. While we don't give a rat's behind about hardware sales, we always do like to look at what's selling in the game market to see if it matches, our expectations and stuff like that. And
we only have to cover if Grand Theft Auto 5 is still on the list.
It's still there. It's still in the top freaking 10.
It actually moved back up.
Yeah.
What's wrong? What's wrong with people? I don't understand.
Every sale of a console, somebody that's got Grand Theft Auto 5 has to have the greatest attach rate ever known to man.
Yep.
So, but I find it funny that we get these every month from VentureBeat, because they have the best list. I find it funny that this month they accidentally gave us a game from the past. So ranking in at number 1 is Kingdom Hearts 2.
Kingdom Hearts 2?
Yeah.
So much for the third one.
Yeah, so much for the third one. No, Kingdom Hearts 3, obviously. Now the whole industry is down this month. Sales are down year over year. So that doesn't necessarily mean this is the greatest set of numbers. But Kingdom Hearts 3 is your top pick. Followed by, I love this, Resident Evil 2 2019. This is so funny. Resident Evil 2 Remake is number 2. Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe is number 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is number 4. Smash Brothers Ultimate, which I would have expected to be higher on that list, is at number 5. Red Dead Redemption 2, otherwise known as Hold the A button down for half the game, is at number 6.
Yeah.
Project Jeff's Game of the Year.
I'm right there with them. I love Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah. 3 days and I was done. And I paid full price for it too.
Hey.
So,
Shouldn't have listened to me.
I know.
All right.
I think the first one was better.
So number 7, Ace Combat 7, kind of funny.
Yeah, Crazy One. He played a lot of that.
Yeah, he likes that. I actually did get a chance to play the VR missions, and That was cool. I was a little disappointed that that's not the whole game. So, but I did get a chance to play it, and it does work. So, NBA 2K19 still hanging strong. That's another game that's just not I guess that's a very popular series. 2K's got the market cornered on basketball, and that's just it. Mario Kart 8 at number 9, Grand Theft Auto 5 at number 10. Madden's still holding strong at 11, and that's even though that went into the vault recently.
Yeah. I think the only reason why Madden's back up there is probably because of Super Bowl.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So, Tales of Vesperia coming in at number 12. Breath of the Wild at 13.
Wow. Yeah.
These games are still kicking. Battlefield 5 at number 14. Quite a divergence from number 4. So, I think we know which game pretty much won that battle of the holidays. Super Mario Party at 15. Minecraft is back in the top 20, sitting at number 16. Yeah. With that glorious crossplay, which we'll talk about in a minute. Number 17 is Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which I've actually watched my son play, and it looks cool. It looks like Assassin's Creed Origins in Rome. Is that about right, Peter?
Yeah, it's a little bit refined.
Okay. Hey,
so it's a
Origins is pretty polished.
Yeah.
So. Coming in at number 18 is Spider-Man, which I still want to play. FIFA 19 at 19. Boy, some of you people should play some lottery numbers.
Yeah.
And Super Mario Odyssey still rounding out the top 20. Man, go Nintendo. Yeah. Look at these. Their core games are still there. I mean, The Legend of Zelda is still in the top 20. That's huge.
I think a lot of it had to do, a lot of the Switches were sold during the holidays. So now these people with Switches are buying these games.
Not that we care, but I do know that the Switch outsold both the Xbox and the PS4 in January. I do know that bit of hardware news.
Which is expected. I mean, we've already seen analysts talk about that.
Yep.
Especially if everything goes the way people are speculated, that we're going to see new hardware next year for the Xbox and PlayStation. So it makes sense that the Nintendo Switch is going to pretty much be the top selling hardware the rest of this year.
Microsoft needs a handheld.
Yeah.
And Switch needs a.
And Switch needs some big third-party games.
Oh,
yeah. So that's a not so subtle segue.
Where are we going with that? I don't know.
Not so subtle segue. So before we get into the GDC stuff, which is coming very fast, some huge news out of Nintendo. I mean, this took. I don't know anybody who saw this coming, and if you did, you are much more in tune with the industry than I am. You could call yourself an insider because no one. I don't think there was any hint of this, but Reggie Fils-Aimé from who, as we all know, in 2006 became CEO or COO of President of Nintendo of America. Is stepping down in April. He is retiring after that many years of when he started with Nintendo. I remember it was right after the launch of the Xbox. The Xbox was 2002 or something like that, and he came on in 2003 as their VP of Sales and Marketing, and I met him at E3 in 2004, and it's funny because his persona he's very laid back. What you see on the videos is him having fun. His whole "my body is ready." It's just that was his thing, and if you watch all those all those videos where he had to prep for Smash Brothers and stuff like that. I mean, he the things he did were genuine. I mean, he genuinely loved Nintendo, and he genuinely loved what he did. And I was just shocked as everybody else that he was leaving. And wherever he goes, Godspeed to him. It's a really great guy. The lasting image I think that people might know better is him and Phil and Sean at the Game Awards standing out with each other.
And you know what? Maybe he already told him, before, and that was maybe a moment they wanted to have, one more last time.
That is the last time you'll see those three out there together.
Yeah.
So, it is a little comical though that the man who I found a better picture. I just want to show this picture because it's a cooler picture. Like, don't get me wrong, this is his Splatoon stuff in the background, but this is kind of, the iconic Reggie.
Yeah.
The guy who is replacing him, his name is Doug Bowser, who is the current vice president and vice president of sales and marketing. So, kind of where Reggie Fils-Aimé started in Nintendo. The Bowser is coming. It's so funny to say.
Yeah, it's like it's transitioning from Mario was in charge. Now Bowser Koopa is in charge.
So the next Switch is going to have spikes on it.
Yeah.
So for those who may not know, Doug Bowser joined Nintendo in 2015 as their vice president of sales. And Nintendo credits him with where the Switch is today as becoming such a fast-selling system. In fact, it is the fastest-selling console of the current generation, and that includes the PS4 and the Xbox One. So, all the best to Nintendo as they venture forth into their new partnership with Microsoft. They again, not so subtle. So, not to downplay Reggie leaving because to me that's a big thing. If you guys have anything to add to.
No, I mean I think it is a big thing because these last few years, like we've nothing but seen. Hey Reggie, it's Reggie. What is Reggie gonna do? What is he gonna say? It's like. E3 comes around and I don't think he's not on the Nintendo Directs, right? That really wasn't,
He showed up here and there
a couple times, yeah.
Yeah. It was more Miyamoto and when he was alive, Iwata-san. That was more their thing. But he did show his claim to fame was making those goofy videos, which were so funny.
Was he the one that wanted to do the puppet that one year at E3, the puppet show?
I don't.
Wonder if he had any say so on that, but I mean, I think he was a positive for Nintendo.
Yeah.
Even if Nintendo made some mistakes, he didn't sit there and he kept moving on and. Wanted to do the best he could for Nintendo and for gamers who like playing on Nintendo. So,
yeah.
He may not. I don't know if he thought of the puppet show or not, but he sure was. He sure was on it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Nah, he seemed like a cool guy. Good sense of humor. So I enjoyed what he did. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So I definitely appreciate what he did for Nintendo.
Absolutely. And I'm I'm happy for him. He's going out on his terms. He's going out hot. I mean, good Lord, man! If he wanted to go, he could go wherever he wanted. He could go wherever he wants and be successful. So, So we wish him all the best. And Doug Bowser, we'll see what he's got. But apparently he's already he's already entrenched, and Nintendo thinks very highly of him. So and it leads into, this is an interesting time for the transition, because although he's not leaving yet, he makes this announcement a month before GDC.
Yeah.
Where between GDC and E3, we may see some very interesting announcements. We already know, and I'm going to pull up this picture just for effect. Look, we already know that there's some things going on with Microsoft and Nintendo already. We know that they were on the forefront of cross-play together.
Mm-hmm.
They were the ones who wanted to do it in Rocket League, wanted to do it in Minecraft. They're really, they had kind of talked about characters being in each other's games. I mean, they're really becoming friends, Nintendo and Microsoft. And one of the big things that is going to come out of GDC, which we already know, is Microsoft is going to be talking about their new cross-platform XDK that will, if it's what we think it is, and I'll bring this little tidbit up from kind of the GDC talk. Get a first look at the SDK to enable game developers to connect players between iOS, Android, and Switch, in addition to Xbox and any game in the Microsoft Store on Windows PCs. So, in its infancy, what we're looking at here is Xbox Live, potentially Xbox Live across all of these platforms. Being able, now, in some ways, iOS and Android are already kind of there in that you can use the app. And Peter knows, I don't know if I've been in with you, but Peter knows I've been in a party with these guys sometimes when I'm not near my Xbox, but I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
So that Xbox app, the only thing the Xbox app does not do right now, which is something that they're going to be talking about at GDC, is being able to actually play Xbox games. That's coming with when the backward compatibility team starts to talk about Project xCloud, which is going to be, something that is going to touch a lot of platforms. So so this is where a lot of the kind of rumor and innuendo comes in. The thought here is that xCloud is going to be something that people on, the Nintendo Switch could play, right?
Yeah.
Bring Xbox games to the Switch.
Yeah.
Which of course is throwing everybody into a frenzy one way or another. But I find this to be a possibly very incredible step for both of these companies. Think about it. Think about there's even a rumor, and we don't typically talk about rumors, but we're so close to GDC that imagine the one of the rumors I've heard is that with this Project xCloud, you could see Xbox Game Pass on Switch.
Definitely, yeah. When you've already had articles out there already talking about this.
Yeah. So
there's got to be. It sounds pretty legit. I think it's a good thing. It just makes sense. I think it's a good partnership, especially for both sides. I see benefits on both sides. We know people out there concerned, like, well, Xbox hardware is going away, no more consoles. They don't care about. It's all going to be xCloud, and
except for the two consoles, except for the multiple consoles working on it.
I know. It's like, people, have you not heard Phil? He has addressed this before. He said, we are committed to consoles, but at the same time, we are bringing Xbox to multiple devices.
Right.
So you have a choice where you want to play your games from Xbox games. Yeah, mobile and the Switch. And I think it's a good, as far as, like, I have a lot of people now are having, they have a Switch, they have an Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of buying another Xbox, you can have the Switch in another room, or you can just buy a docking station. You can have a docking station at different TVs, and if you can't play your Xbox on one TV for whatever reason, well, now you can go stream a game, continue gaming, whatever, on the Switch in another room. So I don't see a problem with that.
No.
Also, real quick, one thing that Xbox is also benefiting from, and we talked about this last night, is that what this does is that opens the market for Xbox in markets where they don't really have much of a presence or a foothold in, especially in Japan, which Nintendo owns Japan as far as gaming. And with an Xbox Live app on the Switch, that opens possibilities of more people in Japan saying, I'll give Xbox Live a try. There's a couple games on there I think are cool. So that's just more engagement, more money going to Xbox, because we've all seen that it's the software and the services that's what really brings in the money. It's not the hardware. So all these people get into a hissy fit. I don't know why, because they can still play the games that they want to play, that they enjoy, that Xbox brings, on a traditional Xbox console. And all this money coming in is just going to go into the pockets, the budgets for their first-party studios to bring more games in the future. So I don't know what the problem is. Now, as far as, yes, Xbox is, people could probably play Halo on the Switch, or Gears and Forza, their, main first-party games. But we don't know for sure as far as, is Nintendo going to allow some of their, IPs on Xbox console?
So that's where I think, well, there's two things, and see, so Tommy is saying, devil's advocate, and he's echoing what we see on social media, and I know he's being devil's advocate, so he's Chief Tommy is very reasonable, reasonable guy. Doesn't make the Xbox less attractive. I see. Here's the thing: what you just touched on something. Yes, you could be the coolest guy in that millennial yuppie rooftop party. You could. But when push comes to shove, aren't you going to want to play these games on the best place you can play them? And right now, that's the Xbox One X. And next year, or in 2020, that's going to be, Anaconda or Leviathan or whatever the hell they're going to call it. You're going to be, you can stream this stuff to your Switch for on the go. This is where follow me on this. Nobody is doing this for nothing. Nintendo's not doing this for nothing, and I guarantee you, as much as Satya Nadella being the CEO of Microsoft and wanting to be, agnostic to platforms, and everything is subscription based, now. Those people that still poo-poo subscriptions don't understand that is the future.
Yeah.
Game Pass is Office 365 for gaming. I mean, it is a subscription based thing, and everybody is going to go to it very soon. Imagine if you're Nintendo, all right? You're Nintendo, and you don't have, and you've never had, a solid online system before. You've always had these goofy Wii numbers and Mii's that never took off, and your current mode of party chat is your cell phone while you're playing a game. That's in 2019, this is your online, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're Nintendo, you are picking up a bona fide, tried and true, top level online system to get your games onto, to mature to a mature system, which, by the way, becomes cross-play with a lot of games. Imagine now all those third-party games are automatically cross-play between Xbox One and Switch, even if they don't have to be programmed that way.
Yeah.
All right, so now you've got that going on. If you're Microsoft, your footprint with Xbox Live, because again, you're not about units anymore, you're about engagement. You know,
right.
They've been about engagement.
They have. That's what and that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So welcome, Introspect. We see you. Welcome in. But imagine, you know, they've been touting engagement for so long. Now you've got a giant footprint. Your footprint in Xbox Live is now in what we just said was the fastest selling console this generation, right? So your Xbox Live demographic has now ballooned. Your numbers are through the roof. So the next logical step, and I think this is what, to me, I'm going to make a bold claim here. And I have no insider information. You know, I know there's no such thing.
You don't?
Nope. You know, I know there's no such thing as an insider. No one has told me anything. I don't even know anybody at Nintendo. I believe...
You just said you met Reggie at E3.
Yes. 12, 13, 14 years ago.
You know you got him on your cell phone. You got the number.
Yes, that's a... Hold on. Yes. Yeah. No, you're retiring, man. I'm talking about it. Yeah, I'll see you for dinner. All right. So, imagine now you're Nintendo, and you might just have access to Xbox's roster of games, and maybe, just maybe, Zelda and Mario would look damn fine in 4K. And you now have a partner with some of the most powerful hardware on the market that's about to announce even more powerful hardware. I think there's something else going on that nobody's talking about because nobody knows, and I am strictly making a bold claim and nothing else. There is no anything behind this. I think that Nintendo wants the Switch to be what the Switch is, but I think they want to get into homes where people think the Switch is just a handheld. Microsoft doesn't want to build a handheld because they see what's going on with the Vita.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they know that Nintendo pretty much owns the handheld market. If you've noticed, the 3DS has kind of gone away, right? Nobody's really talking about the DS anymore because everything's Switch. That's their vessel for a handheld. For Nintendo, this is their way to get into a traditional console without having to build a traditional console.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, this could be total bullshit. This could be something that never happens. You know, this could be along the lines of that whole Sega Microsoft thing. But think about Microsoft's not doing this as a charity. They're not doing this because they like Nintendo and they just want to give them Xbox Live. They're going to want something in return, and that could be a shot at Nintendo's staple of games. And they both get the staples. You know, if you're Nintendo, you could potentially have Halo and Gears, and if you're Xbox, you potentially have Zelda and Mario. Think about, and people are going to buy what they buy. They'll buy an Xbox One to have the traditional console in 4K and whatnot, and they'll buy a Switch to have it out on the road or in a rooftop party or in the whatnot. Mm-hmm. And they know that the two things are different. They know that the Switch can't do 4K. They know that the Xbox One is not portable. it's almost a perfect partnership if that's where they're headed. If that's where they're headed.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
Introspect's saying it right here. I only use the Switch for handheld mode, Xbox One X for TV.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are really going, oh my God, we're not going to have no more traditional Xbox consoles, and Xbox is only going Xbox app.
I think this
calm down, people.
I think this makes the personally, I think this makes the Xbox as a console piece of hardware even more important than it was before, because you are never going to replicate that experience through Project X Cloud. I'm not saying Project X Cloud is going to suck. I'm sure it's going to be great, but even they have said they're going to cap that at 1080p.
Yeah.
Because you only have, you really only have so much bandwidth that you can do over the cloud.
Yeah.
So if you want that premium or that 4K experience, you need an Xbox. Or you could build yourself a $7,000 PC. I'm being facetious.
Yeah.
But you could build yourself a high-powered PC. Yes, I understand that. But if you want that console experience that we're getting right now, you can't do that with Project X Cloud on the Switch. You can't do that on your Android phone. You need an Xbox for that.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Xbox is going to be your in-home console where you're sitting and doing the bulk of your playing, and the games on the Switch are going to be what you're going to be walking around with, when you're driving, when your wife is driving to the mall and you're trying to ignore your kids. I'm just saying this is what I think is going to happen. I believe that we are going. I think we're going to see something that we're not expecting, and I think it's going to take everybody by surprise.
Oh yeah. That's good. It's going to be interesting to see the GDC. When is the GDC?
March 18th through 22nd. So it's a month away.
Pretty quick.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. We were talking about it last night a little bit too. Like, what games? Like, I would love to see a Zelda Breath of the Wild on the Xbox playing in 4K. Enhanced. I'm not sure a Mario itself, an Odyssey would go. Maybe I don't know. It would be neat too. Is where a future Mario Kart, or maybe they'll do a DLC or whatever, and Smash, where you're going to see a Halo character, Master Chief, and Gears character, and now Rare is making they're bringing Battletoads. I'm sure Nintendo Switch wouldn't mind having a Battletoads game on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe a character too, in Smash. So I could see some collaboration and back and forth. I could see Mario Kart and Smash on the Xbox, and maybe Splatoon too. That because people like playing multiplayer.
Yeah. Now I do want to point something out too, because Tommy makes a very good point. Is that he said, did you see Google's game streaming demo? It was bad. Keep in mind that there's a good amount of people with weak internet speeds. Not sure if it'll take off.
Yeah.
What I will say is that one of the things that Sony had over Microsoft when it came to Microsoft has playing over your internal network to the Xbox app. PlayStation went further and allowed you to play play over the internet, and I actually demoed it. There is a demo video. There's a demo video on the NLG YouTube channel where I use the PlayStation app to play Amplitude at my office on my office PC over the internet. To be honest with you, it worked. It worked very well. I think that people probably just don't do it enough because it's PC to PC, which is why I think the Switch is a perfect conduit for Project X Cloud to be part of. I honestly think it's better than your cell phone, because even this is my Note 8. It's got a big ass screen, but I can't play touching the thing. I got to have tactile joysticks and buttons.
Oh, yeah, me too.
So,
Yeah.
I think the Switch makes a perfect partnership for Microsoft. And by the way, thank you, Introspect. We are, the whole point of Next Level Gaming is all about games and all about what's good in the industry. Yes, sometimes we complain a little bit, but we're trying to be different in that we try to celebrate gaming. So thank you, and thank you, Tommy. Good vibes indeed. But I think too, capping it at 1080p will help with some of that bandwidth issues. I mean, look, cell phone bandwidth is pretty darn good these days. 4G is in some ways, sometimes it's better quality than your home internet.
Yeah.
So,
and 5G is coming.
And 5G is coming, and I think they know that. So, this is going to be a crazy couple of months, and E3 is going to. E3 is going to be very, very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Even though I still think E3 is going down the toilet, I think this one will be good.
Well, hold on, wait. Let me go to at least one E3 before it gets flushed.
You better hurry up.
Yes. Well, it's called PAX South.
Yeah. Well, that's my jam. But I would like to at least go to one E3 before it goes away. But,
and that is true. Introspect data caps on some coverage. Now, some places have, some companies have unlimited data. Some don't. I know I don't, but I'm curious. It's gonna be fun at least to watch. I'm still a meat and potatoes console guy. So, PS5, Xbox One, those are still my my current PS4. Those are still my primary modes of gaming. I don't even really stream up to my PC anymore, the Xbox, just because I'm not ready to go all cloud just yet. But it's gonna be fun.
And you know what? That's okay, because you got a choice.
You do have a choice.
And that's the beauty of this whole situation. So.
And that's what I don't understand either. And I know you were touching on that. Is that you've got a choice of where you want to play.
Yeah.
When all this is said and done, you're gonna have a choice whether you want to play on your phone, whether you want to play on your Nintendo Switch, you want to play on your Xbox One, you want to play on your PC. You got to remember something. For everybody that claims that Microsoft is ditching the Xbox, that Microsoft is turning its back on its core folks, blah 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 blah. They're making money no matter where you're buying this stuff, and that's what they're.
And they're in the business to make money.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, Peter, they're a charity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Their primary purpose is to, even if they lose money, to make us happy.
Yes. Their games have got to be exclusive, only on one box only, and that's it.
Because we support them,
right?
Like child support.
Yeah. If you can play Halo on a Switch, somehow I'm supposed to be so upset that I won't play on an Xbox anymore. I don't get that. I will never understand that that mentality of I'm just gonna give up. I'm just gonna give up what I've been doing because it's not the only place I can do it. Well, Microsoft doesn't care. If they can sell 1 million Halos on one console and 2 million Halos on two consoles, well, guess which one they're gonna sell? Guess which one they're gonna push for?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We're gonna shoehorn all the things that we do simply because the people who have our Xbox console might get upset. They can't operate their business that way.
No. Yeah.
And it's what Microsoft has always been pushing for. Like I said, since Satya Nadella took over, that was his thing. He was you got to remember what part of Microsoft he came from, the cloud services part. So you know very good and well that when Phil came to the round table, so to speak, that they had discussions about where Nadella wants Microsoft to go, and that also means where he wants Xbox and gaming to go, and that is the cloud and subscription and the very things that are making Microsoft the most popular and the number one company out there. Mm-hmm. And it's not a knock against Sony. Sony does not want to go this route. They want to continue the traditional console route, where their own stuff is on their own stuff. They don't want to put anything on PC. They're begrudgingly doing some cross-play, but it's not a lot. And that's okay. That's their philosophy. It's what has worked for them for, how many decades now. It's okay. It's perfectly all right to have that. And that's not going to preclude me from having my PS4, from probably getting a PS5 because I'm passing over the Pro. Although I'm telling you, if I see a Pro at the right price, I think I'm gonna snatch it up. But anyway, it doesn't preclude people from. It doesn't mean that they're wrong, and it works for them. And believe me, their sales numbers bear that out.
Yeah.
It's just a difference of where these companies want to go. And it wasn't born on the fact that Microsoft did, they're losing, to Sony on the Xbox. That has nothing to do with it. If they were the market leader, Nadella would still be mandating a lot of the cloud stuff going on because that's what he does. That's where Microsoft's going. So this was going to happen no matter what. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to jump down because I've talked too much.
No, you're good. No, it's good. It's a good topic. It's a very interesting topic, and we're going to see where this is going. So it's exciting. I mean, it makes sense for both Xbox and Nintendo to kind of team up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, you guys have Switches, so this affects you directly.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been saying that ever since I got the Switch. It's like, why can't I stream my Xbox to it? It has all the buttons, it has the sticks, it has, it's a perfect candidate. Even on low level, without Project xCloud, just in the home.
You might get it.
Oh.
You might get it.
Yeah. I mean, am I going to use it a lot? I don't know. Maybe I use the Switch more than I do now.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
But you know what? Even if you're playing on the Switch, you're still playing an Xbox Live game.
Exactly.
And you're logged in on Xbox Live and you're engaged.
Yep.
And that's what they want.
That's exactly what they want.
It makes you wonder too. Now, like Game Pass, maybe Nintendo will be like, "We'll throw some of our games in Game Pass," and then now you can play those games on the Xbox console because it's on Game Pass. So, I think Xbox has proven that Game Pass is working, and now we're starting to see more developers say, "Hey, we'll put our game on Game Pass after so many months."
Look how fast Shadow of the Tomb Raider hit it.
Yep.
So. Well, yeah. I mean, and also people buy the games because their friends are playing their game. They will add, buy DLC, season passes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's
And then, like you're saying, how be able to get online together. So now, someone they're like, well, I only, they're a preferred Switch player, but you want to play a game together. Well, now they can log into Xbox Live, jump on Game Pass, and they can play some co-op game with you, online game. And one's on the Xbox traditional hardware, and the other one's on the Switch, or maybe someone's on the mobile. A whole family can play together in the house, and you got one Xbox in the house. But you know what? You're all playing at Xbox on Xbox Live, Game Pass.
And you know who made this? You know who really kind of God, you hate to give them credit for it, but you know who made this a thing? Is Epic with Fortnite. The fact that you could play Fortnite on every console,
everywhere,
and on your mobile, and the mobile plays against everybody. I mean, they're really the first ones to make that kind of happen. I mean, I can't. I'm trying to think. I mean, Minecraft. I don't know if Minecraft takes that or not, but maybe they do because you can kinda.
Yeah, somewhat. I mean, they got huge numbers.
You know, I know that Roblox. My kids play Roblox on their mobile, on their tablets, and they can play on the PC. But I mean, the one that really took it to the console level really was Forkknife.
Yeah, that. I mean, I see my nephews, I see my friends' kids. Sometimes they come over. What are they playing on mobile? Playing Fortnite.
Right.
So. And there's going to be.
I know, Peter, but you know what?
I don't. I'm kidding.
And there's going to be other games that are going to be popular like that. And a lot of these young kids prefer to play the game on a mobile device.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's that generation. They grew up on the mobile. They grew up on smartphones. And we didn't. So where gaming is going, it's going where these gamers in the future are playing at. So
and that is mobile and crossplay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start getting answers next month.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
So I think, man, we got through it all, guys. We got through it all. And it's still just over 2 hours because we started 9:45 or 9:45. So technically we're not gonna have a 3-hour show. And it's not midnight yet. So we don't get midnight. Hold
on, it's almost there. This thing got a couple minutes.
All right.
Chiming in.
Now, before we wrap it up and I go orb hunting for a little bit. Wow. Tommy says 1.7. I'm assuming it's concurrent. 1.7 million concurrent players was on Fortnite the other day. Wow. Telling you.
And it looks like Apex has become popular.
Yeah.
And when they put that on mobile, it's going to blow up even more.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about Apex Legends last week, but holy cow, man, that took off. And from what I heard, and this is just strictly anecdotal from, looking around on the internet a little bit, apparently Apex Legends has made Titanfall 2 a little more popular again.
Yeah.
I have read that people have gone back to play Titanfall 2 based upon the fact that Apex Legends lives in that universe.
Isn't that kind of funny?
That is funny. Respawn pulled a rabbit out of their hat. You got to give them such credit. I mean, what a turnaround. And now you are not only taking on Fortnite and PUBG, and you're kind of winning a little bit, at least at least in its initial viewership. The word from the Associated Press. So I'm taking the Associated Press. I am not taking any other site. Is that that Apex Legends has more or less blown away Fortnite's initial numbers. As far as 25 million. Here it is, 25 million downloads in its first week, crushing the Fortnite mark of 10 million over its first 2 weeks after launching in 2017. I mean, think about that. That is insane. And so all of a sudden, all eyes are kind of on Respawn at the moment. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, no, it's a good thing, and now I'm even more excited and a little bit more confident that Respawn is going to handle that Star Wars game.
Yes.
That they're doing.
Yep.
I got some confidence in them on that, so I'm looking forward to seeing that E3.
And I think a lot of what happened with Apex, especially over Fortnite was very polished and stuff, but Apex Legends, for not being advertised at all and just coming out of nowhere, is such a highly polished game. Peter, you've been playing it.
Yeah, well, it's quite fun too. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
Mustang o'clock.
I got one quick question too. With this whole deal with the Xbox, Switch, multiple devices, Xbox Live, you think Xbox is still gonna charge to subscribe to Xbox Live?
Ooh.
And just try to push people to, hey, we got a Game Pass service? Because Xbox is on PC, but PC does not pay for Xbox Live. Only console. So we're going to have Xbox Live on Switch and other devices, and if those people don't pay to subscribe to Xbox Live so they can have access to Game Pass, because I heard Game Pass is going to PC also.
Right.
And they want people to subscribe to Game Pass. So I don't think they're going to sit there and say, well, if you want Game Pass, you need to subscribe to Xbox Live.
No.
So
I think it's
maybe there's a possibility Xbox Live could go free all around, and they're going to try to push people onto Game Pass.
Right.
Unless, well, or Xbox Live will include Project X Cloud.
No,
unless they roll it all into one bundle.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. That's what
Right.
I'm thinking, is that they're gonna do something that adds some value to Xbox Live, so that folks on the Switch would buy into it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they're gonna charge. I don't think it's one thing not to charge PC players. Good night, Jeff, and we're almost done anyway.
Yeah.
It's one thing to not charge on PC. It would be another to not charge on Switch.
Yeah, and mobile. A lot of people on mobile, they don't pay a subscription to play some games.
Yeah.
You know? They just download it, or they pay a one fee.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what subscription model this whole thing is going to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's another thing. That could be a big E3 announcement, is that they're going to revamp Xbox Live, or Xbox Game Pass will include Xbox Live, or something like that. I mean, whew, we've been talking about this for years, though, and it hasn't happened. So it's all going to depend.
But I think a lot of things have happened that kind of lead towards something's going to change with this whole Xbox Live, Game Pass subscription, blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, but we were just talking about Apex. It's a free-to-play game. It's popular. Fortnite's popular. We're gonna have other popular, free-to-play games.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know Xbox just did. I think, or they're going to. They're gonna have like a window where these free-to-play games are, they can play online for free without having a gold subscription.
Right.
So this could be kind of like a little test for them to see how many people are going to play these games without having a subscription, and that might kind of like, okay, we see this engagement without Xbox Live Gold, so may have to go that route. So it'll be interesting. So very curious.
Indeed. Yeah. Indeed. All right. It's midnight. I'm about to turn into a pumpkin. Actually, I want to go play some Crackdown.
Yeah, Crackdown.
So, do we have anything else, gentlemen, that we might have missed in the week of games?
I don't know.
No, I mean, none of us have played Metro or New Dawn. I know Nate was playing New Dawn. He kind of enjoyed it. I think if we want to learn anything about Metro, Sam has been playing it. So
yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll cover that when we can.
Yeah.
And then so next week we'll have a regular show, and maybe if somebody wants to come on and shoot the breeze with us, and then in 2 weeks, Greg Johnson from Human Nature Studios, and we're gonna talk all things Toe Jam and Earl. I am so excited.
Yeah, I'm happy for it.
It's gonna be your show.
I am going to. I
better go do some research.
Well, the game.
I've never played it.
So the first 2 games are actually available on Xbox and PS4, and backward compatible Xbox One through the Sega Classics, Toe Jam and Earl 1 and 2, which are 2 totally different games, and both are pretty cool. One of them, I'm going to check and see if it's online co-op, because it's a true co-op game. That was really innovative at the time when you and your co-op partner got far away from each other. The screen split. It was really cool. So and then so we'll be streaming that stuff. That we're gonna start streaming that stuff in the next week, and start getting people acclimated to Toe Jam and Earl for Greg's arrival. But I am just really excited, and this is like an iconic thing for me, and I'm gonna show him my email from the guy who wrote the theme song, and hopefully I can even get him to sign my copy of Toe Jam and Earl 3.
Oh.
So it'll go along with my signed copy of I got David Jaffe to sign my copy of Mickey Mania that he worked on long ago before he worked on Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, so we will see you guys next Friday night. And then whenever we see WDFC, like I said, they were on today, and you can find that on our YouTube channel. It was a great show, but if you've got kids around, I highly suggest headphones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put headphones on your kids and put them, where they can't hear.
Yeah. So. Yeah, unless your kids are like 21, and then you'll be all right. But
yeah.
So, but catch them and catch UK Daz. How does he pronounce that whole thing? Dazarus?
Yeah. UK Dazarus. Yeah.
UK
Dazzy Baby.
Yeah, Dazzy Baby. Who for a little bit until he fell asleep because he's 5 hours ahead of us, took over the Twitch channel here. He's been streaming stuff on our Twitch channel and on his YouTube and on our YouTube, so we've got content from him. Hopefully we can get some more. I'm gonna talk Coop in Siberia into doing some stuff.
Yeah. Shout out to Annihilator.
Yep, shout out to Annihilator. If you want to see a really good Shadow of the Tomb Raider gameplay walkthrough, it is out on our YouTube channel right now, and we're gonna give him more. Thanks to the chat room once again. I love you guys. And Introspect, welcome, and hopefully you'll be back. Saw that you did subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. Tell your buddies. If you like the good vibes, this is what we're all about. So
yeah, thank you guys. Yep. Chief, Siberia, Intro, Super Pooper,
Stinking Corpse.
Yeah,
Stinky's there.
And speaking of that, Mike, we definitely got it later on after the Toe Jam and Earl thing. We got to do a special Sega show.
So it's going to be we can make this a mega show. We'll get him and Jago, and maybe we get one of the Iron Lords to come on.
Yeah.
Because when I was still kind of getting everything confirmed with Greg, I hit up Cognito and I said, "Hey man, I can't tell anybody yet, but since you're, Sega guy like me, guess what? And I told him, and like in his Twitter, he was flipping out in DMs. I'm like, you cannot tell anybody. So he was like freaking out like I was, because that's just what we grew up with. So, so anyway, but yeah, Sega show definitely coming up. Maybe we'll do it in March, and get that together. And man, so let's get everybody out of here so we can go game or sleep or whatever. Thank you guys in chat. Thank you, my brothers, Peter, Chris.
Heck yeah.
Hey, anytime.
Mike.
Awesome show, guys. And that's it from NLG WDFC. You get used to saying that.
Yeah,
right, guys.
That's cool.
Play on, gamers.
Game on.
Yep. Just game. Calm your joysticks.